Interior 3 a.m. bedroom, night. A robed figure rises up slowly from the white marble floor surface. As it stands by the glass window, the full moon light casts a long shadow behind it. In the darkness, the moon's glow makes the city light disappear. The moonlight makes it seem like daytime. The street lights outside the apartment flicker and go out. As the shadow walks towards the hallway, the bulb in the hallway flicker and then go dead. The shadow walks toward the bedroom and slowly the door opens. Hovering over a truly deep sleep adult snoring away, the shadow moves suddenly to the other side of the bed floating above the floor. The shadow moves away from the bed and sits down at the corner of the room. The robed figure starts chanting in a very low voice, but the voice gets louder and louder. The man in the bed slowly opens his eyes. He is in a daze, reaches and grabs his reading glasses. What the hell? Who the fuck are you? The chanting is now in the loudest stage. The man sits up on his bed and pulls the covers closer, his eyes wide open, his lips shaking in fear. He wets his bed. No, what are you doing here? Leave me alone. Who are you? A bunch of dogs can be heard barking in the distance. The figure gets up and reaches out toward the man. The man is lifted from his bed and slammed up into the ceiling. The man screams from the top of his lungs in pain. Outside the apartment, the neighbors' lights come on, one by one. The dogs continue barking and howling can be heard in the distance. Cut to exterior day the 25th of December. Matt, late 20s, sitting in his car with his coffee, patiently staring toward the church. He can see people are leaving the Christmas mass. He takes out a pack of smokes and lights a cigarette, slowly cracks open the window for the smoke to run out. As he continues staring at the church in silence, someone knocks very loudly at the passenger window.
Startled, he spills his coffee. What the fuck?
He looks toward the window and notices his friend Anthony. Matt, agitated, lowers the window slowly, looking dead at Anthony's eyes.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I fucking spilled my coffee.
Anthony leans over and makes eye contact with Matt.
Shit, Matt. Sorry, you seem lost in your thoughts. Why are you just sitting in your car like that, just waiting for my mom to come out of church? Why aren't you inside getting communion? It's Christmas after all. What are you now? The damn religious police? Really? I haven't stepped foot inside since my dad died. Don't care for it anymore, you know. Sure, I get it. I'm sorry about your father. But you have to let go. It may help if you come in. Talk to the father about it. Fuck him and fuck them. They're all a bunch of child abusers and money-hungry assholes. Always asking for donations. Where does that shit go? It's not like that. You know that. I did everything right. And all they can say is your dad is in a better place. Sorry, man. I know it's hard not having your father around. He was a great guy. These fucking priests would not even come to the house to give him his last rites. These fuckers were too busy for my dad. They take your damn money, but won't make the time to do what they're supposed to do. I don't believe in this crap anymore. The atheists have it right. Believe in nothing, and nothing can harm you.
Matt's mother, in her 60s, slowly comes to the car and looks at Anthony with a smile. Anthony steps away from the car and looks toward Mother.
Good morning, Mrs. J. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Anthony. I didn't see your father and mother inside.
They'll be here for the next mass.
All right, then give them my regards.
Will do. Alright, Matt, take care.
Mother gets in the car. Matt, annoyed, drives away from the church and looks at the rearview mirror to see Anthony waving. Matt's mother, settling in, looks to her purse and rubs a pin. Matt tosses the cigarette out the window and floors the gas pedal. Matt's mother, annoyed at his driving, holds on tight at the door handle.
Slow down, son. We still want to get home in one piece. Monsignor Johnson was asking about you.
That's nice. Now he has time to remember us. Tell him when we needed the church was absent.
He gives his Christmas greeting to you. Everything happens for a reason, son. The Lord will take care of things. We just have to believe in the Lord and His will.
I hope so. God should have taken care of Dad when he needed it. I really don't like that guy. He can go to hell like the rest of them.
If the Lord places him in hell, then he will be in hell.
Matt looks at the rearview mirror and catches a glimpse of a dark figure. Hits his brakes hard, turns around, looks at the back seat and sees nothing.
What's wrong?
Matt, puzzled with what he saw, doesn't want to alarm his mother.
I thought I saw... No, I thought I left something back there. But it's nothing.
Okay, let's get home in one piece. It's Christmas after all.
Matt, still puzzled, turns around and starts driving. In the corner of the street, a shadow slowly disappears into the bushes as Matt's car is taking off. Cut to interior bedroom, day. The beam of the sunlight is peeking through the blinds. It slowly hits Cole's face. Cole opens his eyes and turns to his side and sits up. Looks around the room, picks up the can of beer and gulps it down. He gets up and goes to pee. The room is a mess. Old newspapers at the bedroom corner, pile of books by the window, numerous open bottles of beer and boxes stacked with copies of case files named and dated. Cole gets in front of the mirror to check out his eye bags.
Talks to himself. Dude, you need more sleep. You look like shit.
Scratches his balls and walks toward the kitchen, and sits down looking for cigarettes. The table is also full of beer bottles, empty food containers. The dishes are piled up in the sink. An eerie Sunday morning feeling. You can hear the buzzing of a bug at the window trying to fly out. As he lights a cigarette, he hears footsteps in the bedroom. It draws his attention. The noise makes its way to the kitchen ceiling. It sounds as if someone's trying to walk inside the wall, very quietly, and it stops as it reaches the wall next to the refrigerator. The phone rings and Cole gets startled.
Hello, this is Cole. Cole. This is Larry. What are you doing? Are you awake? Just got up? Which side of the bed did you get up from today? Calling me on a Sunday morning. What's going on? Listen, you need to come in and see this. There was a... See what? I can't, you know. I was told to leave by the chief during my 6-month leave of absence. This shit is going slow. I think you'll want to see this. It has the same signature of that Mackenzie killing you were on. Give me the location, I'll put on something and head out.
Cole walks into the bedroom and sees the window blinds moving. Looks out of the window and the leaves from the tree are rustling in the wind. Can't tell if there is something on the tree from his viewpoint. Just as he turns away, he sees a homeless man standing across the street staring at his direction with no expression on his face. Unnerved, he walks to his closet and puts on some jeans and shirt. Cut to interior 8th Street, lofts, downtown. Cole walks out of the elevator. The uniformed cops all over the hallway. The hallway littered with crime tape. Officers tramping in and out. He enters the loft and sees Detective Larry Fitzgerald. Cole looks around at the modern furniture in the apartment. As he looks around, he can visibly see there was no sign of struggle or anything that seems to be broken. He moves carefully toward the stairs and walks by 2 officers that are admiring a Picasso painting. Shakes hands with Fitzgerald and takes out a cigarette and puts it in his lips. Pulls out his lighter, lights his cigarette.
Shit, Cole, you look like hell. When was the last time you came out of the house? Or took a shower? Today was the first day. After a long day. Fuck, really? Fuck that shrink for giving you that report. You didn't deserve that. Anyone else on that case wouldn't have. Never mind that. What do we have here? Okay, come to the bedroom. The guy named Martin Frangan, an executive at Bank of America, found dead by his cleaning lady. The neighbors upstairs did not hear anything. The neighbors down below are out of the country.
They both walk in the bedroom. Cole looks at the killing and scans the room for anything out of place. Cole is puzzled. No sign of struggle, no blood splatter.
Are you thinking what I was thinking when I got here? What the fuck are we looking at? My thoughts exactly. What the fuck are we looking at? I can't help thinking what was going through his head when this happened. Whoever killed him was very meticulous.
The body nailed upside down against the wall. On the opposite side, on the wall there is a symbol drawn in blood. Under the body a bucket collecting any blood drips. The symbol on the opposite side has been drawn from the victim's blood with a precision instrument. Cole walks toward the symbol on the wall, looks at it closely. A perfect circle with no drops of blood on the floor. The dot in the center perfectly positioned as if it was done by our expert.
I'm guessing this is our victim's blood. Do you have a measuring tape? What you need that for? I want to measure the diameter and the position of the dot to the diameter. You never know, it may tell us something. These things are always interesting to measure.
Larry goes to get a measuring tape. Cole, still staring at the circle, takes a long drag and blows the smoke into the air. Larry comes back and hands the tape measure to Cole. Cole starts measuring the symbol.
The blood is from the victim. We still don't know how he was nailed like this. Must have been 3 or 4 guys holding him up. The symbol is just a circle and a dot. We couldn't get any info on it, and no sign of struggle, no sign of anyone being here. This symbol is of the sun god, used in many cult rituals to worship the sun. Did you know the alchemists used this symbol? What they wanted to do here, turn him into gold. Sick. You think this is the work of an alchemist? I didn't know we had them around anymore. No, not an alchemist, but some sick fuck who got off on it. He did this and watched for a while sitting on that chair there. Have it analyzed for fibers. Nothing seemed to be taken. Everything seems in place. We can rule out robbery. The door doesn't look like it was tampered with. This is someone that is looking for revenge. When did the call come in?
Larry looks over his notes.
Around 2 a.m. we received the 911 and the uniforms were here by 2:15 a.m. Here, look at the finger. The tip of the left hand is cut off. As a token or trophy of some kind. What's that on his collar? Covered with blood? I've never seen it. Looks like emblem of some kind. Have it analyzed. Cole, watch out. Here comes Lieutenant King. Shit, he is going to chew my ass. You should be used to it by now.
Lieutenant King, Chief of the Los Angeles Police Department, Homicide Division, tall in his mid-60s, hair short and balding from the back of his head. The stress of the job can be seen on his face and his waistline as the belt is trying hard to keep his big belly up. He is walking through the hallway pissed off like always. He already been informed that Cole was called to the scene. He is not happy holding his coffee.
Cole, who the hell called you here? I don't need City Hall at my ass. You screwed the last investigation and now you are here to fuck this shit up. Sir, Chief, please let me explain. Explain this shit now. Go ahead, give me the 411 bullshit you always have in your pocket. This better be something. I didn't drive down here to hear more shit. I get that from the local news. Sir, it was not his fault the feds took over and the department threw him under the bus. You know that, Chief. We are always the bad guys. Chief, you know I did not screw anything. I was thrown a curveball. Cole, not one word from you. I've had it with you, Fitzgerald. Did you call him? Sir, we need him. This is his the same signature. We need Cole expertise on this crazy cult. It's something that needs fresh eyes. We can't understand this. I'll be the judge of that. Run down what happened here. And Fitzgerald, sir, spare me the bullshit shortcuts.
King walks in the bedroom and his eyes pop out as he scans the room. Larry runs down the events for the night, walking alongside King.
Sir, you see what I mean. Did the neighbors hear anything? This was not a quiet killing, sir. His tongue was yanked out. Not cut off, yanked from his throat. We checked with the folks above and below, and nothing.
Cole leaning along the wall and need to just say something.
Sir, may I just chime in here? Cole, I don't know why you showed your face here. This better be good or your ass is out so fast. Look here, this is a ritual of some kind. I don't think this is the only one. Why do you say that? Look at the circle with the dot on the wall.
King puts on his reading glasses and looks closer at the symbol.
What the fuck is that? Alchemist symbol for the sun god. And if you look in the bottom, there is one line, Alchemist sun god. No one saw or heard anything. It's Christmas. What the hell do we have here? And what does the line stand for? I'm guessing the next one we will see 2 lines. This is the first one. You're telling me we have the beginnings of a serial killer in Los Angeles. We can't have this shit now. We have too much crap going on. We can't be sure, but seems like perfect time, perfect storm for this. I don't need this shit during the holidays. Fitzgerald will lead and you just tag along. Get to the bottom of this.
King walks out of the bedroom, pulling out his cell phone, getting ready to make a call. Cole and Larry follow him out, as Cole tries to get King's attention.
Captain, does that mean I get my badge back? On a temporary basis. You fart and it smells bad. I'll yank your ass.
King back on his phone, informing Central that Cole is back on the beat. Cole smiles and looks at Larry. Larry winks at Cole.
I need my gun, sir.
Cole waves. King nods his head to give his permission.
Cole, just get to the bottom of this shit. You're a good cop, but you have too many eyes on you.
King turns and walks away. Cole runs toward King.
Sir, one more thing. My badge, sir?
King turns around.
Cole, you are testing my patience. Just pick it up from Central when you get back. Cole, one more things. Sir, get this motherfucker soon. I never believed anything the shrink said about you, but my ass was on the line. The feds, City Hall, we're all coming down on the whole department.
Cole standing with a concerned face and listening to King's bullshit reasoning.
Sir, are you complimenting me? Fuck no. Get your head out of your ass and solve this shit. Will do, sir. And sir, I wouldn't worry about your ass.
King walks away toward the elevator. Larry and Cole look on. King's phone rings and with a concerned look picks up the phone. Enter the elevator. The elevator door closes. Cut to interior night, a marble table with a circle and dot. An old paper with the drawing of the victim is being folded. A vial full of blood is slowly poured on the folded paper. On the wall there is a huge circle painted with a dot on it. Under the circle there are 6 lines. A hand reached toward the circle and with a bloody finger crosses a line across one of the 6 lines. Another paper is taken out from a brown leather binder and put on the table. A big, black, bamboo shaped like a pen dips in a bowl filled with ink and starts drawing another gruesome depiction of a killing. At that moment, a black crow flies in and lands on the table. The hand grabs the crow and twists its neck, cuts the neck with a sharp knife and blood squirts out. The figure gets up and walks toward the center of the room. Can't see the face. The figure is in a long white robe with crow's blood splatter all over the robe. Sits in the center of the dot in the circle's center. Starts chanting some ancient words from a book. A shadow gets closer to the circle as the chants get louder and louder. Banging sounds can be heard all around the walls. Footsteps and scratching sounds at the ceiling. The air feels very cold. The blinds moving side to side. Cut to exterior Utler Campus Department of Ancient Studies. Cole and Larry walk toward Professor Miller's office. As they attempt to knock on the door opens and 2 students storm out talking. Taken aback, they enter the office. A few students waiting to talk to the professor. The professor comes out holding a paper clip, takes off his reading glasses and looks out into the waiting room.
You two don't look like any of my students.
No, Professor, we are not. We are lucky to see that you have office hours during the holidays. Can we have a moment to talk to you?
The work of the ancients never ends. Lots of reading and trying to understand the past is no easy task. Did that crazy dean send you to have me be nicer to the students?
No, we are from the Homicide Division of Los Angeles.
Everyone out. Seems we have the police with some important matters.
The students leave the office. Professor goes behind his desk and takes a seat, puts his glasses on top of the book and closes the desk drawer. Miller has a silly smile on his face. Cole and Larry look around the room.
Sit down, please. Homicide, you say? That means someone is dead. Anyone I know?
No, sir, no one you know. We actually need your help with something.
Miller eases up a little from a tense posture.
Thank God. I thought my brother was dead. He is the careless asshole that always got into trouble.
Sir, you are the expert in satanic symbols and cults. We'd like you to take a look at some pictures and see if you can shine some light on it.
Sure. What do you have?
Cole opens the file and lays down on his table the pictures from the apartment. The professor looks at each one. The professor looks up at detectives and takes off his glasses, turns around and walks toward his bookshelf, looks for a book and pulls out and dusted it off, turns the pages and hands the book to Cole. Cole grabs the book and looks at the drawing from medieval times. Cult figures depicted with the victim's arms stretch out with fire under the victim, robed figures around the victim.
What you have here is a Luciferian ritual killing.
Luciferian? As in the devil Lucifer.
For a long time now the Luciferians been using the Bible to prove that Lucifer is the one in charge. Lucifer will save you, he is a good spiritual being. They use and twist the Bible to outsmart those who oppose their beliefs or doctrines. I've heard rumors that they have deceived or took away members from various churches to join their religion. It was only a rumor. People in very high positions with money and influence join or get recruited.
This world is a mess. People are really sheep, believe in this, bow down to that. It never ends with this stuff. How do they get you?
For over 500 years they've had this internal and external battle with all the major religions, especially the Catholic Church. Some say the current Pope is big member and contributor. They even had Pope Benedict step down cause he wasn't getting the job done for them. For no reason the Pope one day says, I will step down. He had all the signs. We just didn't see it. He would wear red Prada shoes as a way to send the signal that we are here and taking over.
Larry picks up a book from the shelf and goes through the pages. Doesn't show any interest in the conversation. Miller very uncomfortable looking at Larry roaming around the office.
So they are in East position for world domination. So what? Too few of them and many of us.
Cole senses Miller keep looking at Larry.
Don't mind him, he loves books. Whenever he sees a wall like this, it's like a kid in a candy store.
Miller's still uneasy about the whole thing.
It's more complicated than that. Who knows? It's just evil getting ready to take over and change the narrative. And if you can get anyone from these religions to submit to you, well then you can get closer to Lucifer himself.
So you're saying that this is the work of a church group? Which church?
No, not at all. You see, 50 years ago they found it easy to just get the atheists to submit. They don't believe in anything. In the guise of there is no God, they fool them into joining.
At that moment a photo from the wall falls on the floor. Everyone's startled. Larry walks over and scoops it up. He holds the photo up and looks at it. Miller and a bunch of people standing in front of a temple in Egypt.
Just put it on the table, detective.
Larry keeps looking at the photo and sees a man wearing a chain with the alchemist symbol.
Atheists don't believe in anything.
Precisely, the atheists have no idea what they're joining. They dine you, shower you with gift and get you a job, a promotion. It never ends with them. You ever ask why some people got that job?
Cole and Larry look and smirk at each other.
All the time. Shit, our chief is one of them. How about the moron in the White House?
There are a bunch of people in this campus that have questionable positions. So you see, they get you to submit, and when you...
The professor takes a closer look at the picture, looks more closely at the circle. His eyes look at the body, looks up at the detectives in fear.
And what?
Frightened face. Sorry, but you need to seek help from the church. This is beyond anything I can help you with. You need the help from the church. You can't deal with this alone.
You think the church can help?
How strong is your faith, detective?
Having stepped into a church for over 15 years, fallen out of faith, I would say.
You can't face this without a strong faith. It will chew you and spit you out. There are forces here that no one can control, once it gets a hold of you.
Miller seems shaken, starts putting his papers into his bag.
They are in war with the dark forces. You have to watch your backs. These people are powerful. They have eyes everywhere. I am sorry, but that's all I can tell you. My suggestion, just walk away. Do what other countries do. Don't investigate this at all. This kind of killing happens everywhere. Now it's made it here.
You know we can't let it go. This is a homicide. Professor, one thing before we go. Why the symbols of alchemy?
That's just it, right? To mislead you, and the people around the world. How do you think a alchemist turned lead into gold? They had no chemicals back then. They were using devil rituals to turn lead into whatever they wanted to. But it came with a cost. They wrote in the books all the misleading information, and the world bought it.
What cost? What kind of price?
Detective, you are playing me for a fool now, but you have to do your job. You see, over time you want something, someone has to pay, and the price is yours or someone else's soul. Either you sell your soul or find someone else's soul to trade with. You can never get something for nothing. You know that, being a detective. Did you find any other bodies?
Larry smiles at that statement.
I know that well. Nothing for nothing. There was no other bodies. We are just investigating this killing. It's just that this kind of killings are never easy to understand. We have no motive, no fingerprints, no footprints. No one saw or heard anything. Like someone came from the window and killed him.
Annoyed? No. There has to be. This is a revenge killing. Look at the pictures. So someone else was also taken out. The soul was traded for this body. Was it a clean killing? No blood in the walls, no blood on the floor. A much bigger power was in play. Ask yourself this. How come no single drop of blood anywhere? I'm sorry, I got to go.
Miller packs papers into his bag and storms out of his office as the door slams shut close, looking back to see if anyone is following him, as he walks very fast towards the exit. Cole and Larry look at each other, wondering what just happened.
What is he hiding? Look at the pic. One of the guys have a chain. You recognize the symbol. Take a pic of it, we may need it.
Larry puts the pictures away that they showed the professor. Larry looks at one of the pics closely. twists his head in the photo at the same time.
Take a look at that. What is that?
Concerned, it looks like a light. No, wait.
No, what is that?
Larry looks closer at the picture. Eyes with dark circles behind the table. A silence in the whole office. They both hear a scratching sound on the door. As they open the door to walk out, they get startled. The janitor is standing at the door. Cut to exterior parking lot. Miller, shaking with fear, puts his keys into the ignition. Pulls out his cell phone and dials a number. He hears the phone ring. You need not to worry about the detectives.
They know so much. They might be on to us.
Keep calm and go about your business. We will handle this.
I told you guys this will get messy. We need to take care of this soon.
Go home. The phone hangs up. Miller turns on his car and pedals hard on the accelerator. Cut to interior night dinner table. Matt's having dinner with his mother. It's just the two of them.
Mom, do you really have to go see Uncle Frank? It's over an hour-long drive.
We need him to sign those papers. Can't have these bills pile on.
I know, but I really don't like to drive that far.
I'll just get a ride then. You don't worry yourself. I'll take care of it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Let's pray.
Just pray, Mom. I don't need to thank God for anything.
Don't be silly. The Lord is helping us. Put your head down. Dear Lord, thank you for the meal we are about to take. You are our sustainer and provider. Amen.
Matt's mother picks up a red wine and drinks it, sits it down as her fingers seem to cover the whole glass. Behind her, a shadowy figure moves across the glass window. Matt catches it from the corner of his eyes, but ignores it. Both continue to eat their food in silence. Matt gets up and puts his plate on the sink and walks to his room. He sits on his desk and opens a red cigar box, pulls out a few sticky notes and reads the note. I, Fred Smith, sell my soul for $20 to Matt. I, Jack Patel, sell my soul for a case of beer to Matt. I, Christine Symington, sell my soul for a Starbucks card to Matt. I, David Soto, sell my soul for $20 to Matt. I, Ron, sell my soul for $20 to Matt. I, Jose, sell my soul for $20 to Matt. He folds and piles them one on top of each other and puts them back in the box. He hears a bunch of crows outside his room. As he looks out, he can see the tree has a bunch of crows. Matt hears footsteps in the hallway, slowly walks out of his room and sees a shadow walk down the stairs. He follows and hears talking in the living room. In the living room, Mother is sitting on her seat holding the Bible and reading it.
Who were you talking to?
Concern. No one, son. Just reading my book.
Matt walks back to his room, scratching his head. Cut to interior living room, night 11 p.m. Miller house. Inside, there are a bunch of shelves hanging on the wall, some intact, some hanging by one nail. Empty and full vials of liquid line the shelves. There is also broken glass all at the base of the floor, and the floor seems sticky. There is also a wooden cupboard all over. A big brass bell is hanging from the ceiling. As Miller walks in from the garage, he is holding a bunch of books. Miller runs his finger across a pin similar to the one found on the dead body. Miller appears to be shaking and his finger is visibly hurt. He feels cold and blows it off with his mouth. He walks toward the shelves and leans his head as he takes out his flashlight. Nothing but dust and trash is on the shelves. Looks closer at the shelves on the wall. He picks up a book and opens it, scrolls through the pages. Pulls out his cell phone and dials a number. Someone on the other side says yes.
They know. They are coming. It has started.
Miller hangs up and turns around, slowly looking at the wall. On the wall there is the symbol of the sun god. Cut to interior living room, night. Peaceful night with Christmas tree flickering lights. Man puts on a LP on a record player. Holy Night can be heard all over the house. In the bedroom, a shadow figure is sitting down and whispering a chant. The man is making a drink and stops. He can hear something in the bedroom. Start making his drink and stops again. Yells hello. He steps into the hallway leading to the bedroom, curious. He can still hear a faint sound coming from the bedroom. He slowly follows the sound, grabs the door handle to the bedroom. The sound abruptly stops. Cut to interior news office, afternoon. Jennifer Milking clicking away at the computer keyboard. On her desk a few cult books for devil rituals. Chuck, the newspaper editor, walks toward her desk. I need something on these murders.
I'm trying my best, Chuck. Need more time.
We don't have time. Any of your sources know anything?
unless I get one of the detectives to give me something.
I want something fast. Jennifer phone rings. Jennifer puts down her pen and picks up.
Is this Jennifer the report?
Yes, it is. Can I help you with something?
I have something you may be interested in.
What?
Something big. I don't want anything. I just need you to expose it.
Well, tell me what you have.
The caller hangs up. A dial tone can be heard. Jennifer looks at the phone and hangs up, picks a book and opens to a section where she had marked off. Interior bedroom, downtown. The door creaks open wide slowly and he sees a towering figure standing in front of him. No time to yell and his mouth is opened and tongue yanked out. Interior night police station. Cole and Larry are going over the files. You can overhear a detective talking to someone about a missing person. Mom, give me his name. Slow down, that was Jack and the last name P-A-T-E-L. Cole looks at the detective and keeps on reading his notes.
This makes no sense at all. I mean, look at these places. Do we know if there is a Luciferian temple in Los Angeles? Not any that is registered as such. Wasn't the Our Lady of Los Angeles built an old temple that was destroyed during the Northridge earthquake? I think so. Not sure. Let me pull it up right now.
Larry punches away at the computer terminal. You can overhear the detective talking about another missing persons. How long is he missing for? Yes, we can take the report. Spell the last name S-O-T-O. Cole looks at the detective again and walks over.
Can I see the missing persons report you just took?
Cole takes some notes and turns to Larry to see if he has anything on the temple. King comes out of his office and calls Cole and Larry to his office.
There has been another murder like the one from 2 nights ago. See if they're related. And get me something. We have the media asking for answers and I need something to go on.
The TV is on local channel 5 KTLA. The newscaster has the murders on the screen. The headlines reads, Serial Killer at Large. Cut to Interior Night Penthouse, downtown Los Angeles. Cole and Terry come in and cross the police tape. They see CSI coming out. They both turn and see a man hanging from his legs. Blood dripping onto the circle from his body. In the center is a big bucket collecting the drips.
This is clever. We have a circle and dot. The dot is the bucket, and no drawings on any walls.
Cole uses a pen to open the mouth of the victim. The tongue is yanked out. The eyes are shut closed with safety pens.
What do we know about him?
Larry is handed a note from the uniform officers that had arrived earlier.
A Timothy Benedict, an executive with a 7-figure salary at the MGM. This guy has it all. Great apartment. Great job. What fucked up shit did he get into? Anything else? Says here that the girlfriend is in New York for a bridal shower. That rules her out. Larry, look at him. No way a girlfriend could have done this by herself. Need like 5 people to do this?
Both look at the body hanging from his feet from the ceiling with climbing rope. Hands tied behind his back. The tip of the middle finger is cut off. Both circle the body looking for clues. A few CSI walk back in with bags and instruments.
Look at this. A similar pin. What does the apple with wings mean? On the bedroom he has another one on the table. Check it out. See if you can find anything where he's been in the last week. Check out the CCTV cameras on the building. Someone came in here. But who? Call his office, see if we can find any groups he is in. We are dealing with ninja. Can't see them, can't hear them.
Larry gets on the cell phone as Cole walks around the apartment gathering clues. Cole enters the walk-in closet. Black suits, white shirts, black shoes lined up neatly. A small panel door behind the shoe rack seems open. He opens it and a string is hanging. He pulls it but it's stuck. He pulls hard and a metal box makes a loud noise as it falls down hard, almost hitting Cole's hand. Cole feels a little anxiety, sees a small notebook, pulls out the notebook and flips through the pages. There are first names only. Looks down to the M's and sees the name Martin. Scrolls to the T and sees Timothy. At the back of the notebook there are dates as far as 1980, with the next one dated today, dated the 27th of December. Scrolls back to the front and sees an address. Runs out of the closet calling out Larry. Sternness, let's go. I have something.
What you have? Drive to the Our Lady of Los Angeles. In this notebook that address is listed with the meeting time and date is happening today.
Larry drives as fast as he can. Cut to exterior Lady of Los Angeles. A row of expensive exotic cars are parked outside along the curb. The church bells ring as the clock hits 6 p.m. Both look at their watches and enter the church. The father is talking to a bunch of people in the front row. The two make their way to the front of the church. The father stops talking and looks toward the two of them. "Welcome, may I help you?"
Yes. Yes, Father. Just came to see about a meeting here. We found on a note that something is happening here. Can we have a word with you?
"A note? What kind of a note? We have gathering here all the time. Look around, detective, this is the house of God."
Sorry, Father, no disrespect, but we found a note that said there is some kind of meeting here tonight.
"Well, this is a church and people come here all the time. Some come to worship, others to confess their sins. We never close for anything."
Yes, Father, but his note was found at a murder site. So you see, this is very important.
Father makes the sign of the cross. The four members in the front row look back. The mayor of Los Angeles gets up. Cole and Larry look at each other with surprise. Cole thinks to himself, what the hell is the mayor doing here? Give a fake smile toward the mayor.
Detectives, as you can see, we are just meeting with the father about the church. Whatever note you have must have been a misunderstanding of some kind. No, Mayor, no misunderstanding, just doing our investigation. Detectives, please, this is nothing but a hunch. No need to disturb this official city meeting. If you could please do your investigation some other time, and maybe with a warrant. All we have is our religious freedoms.
You may look around if you feel the need, but let us go on with our meeting. Cole looks around. Larry scans the upper portions of the church.
No need, Father. We've seen enough.
You are welcome to come to Sunday Mass. Cole and Larry get the message and walk out of the church. As they both walk down the steps of the church, they see a crow just sitting on the cross in front of them. They see a figure outside by the corner of the church. The figure takes off. Both run after him. The figure jumps the side of the ramp and makes it toward the freeway. Larry stumbles and hits the ground hard, scraping his hand. Cole yelled, "Are you okay?" and keeps on running. Larry stumbles up and tries to follow. Cole catches up to him and grabs him by his overcoat and it comes off. The figure jumps into the river and disappears. Larry catches up and looks at the riverbank.
What the hell you running for? Where the fuck did he go?
Cole picks up the overcoat and checks for anything. On the side pocket finds a small box. Inside the box a set of papers with names on it. He recognizes two names.
We need to check these four prints. Two names here are the ones on the missing persons list. You think that was our suspect? No way to tell. Let's get back to the station and see what we get from this box and notes.
Cut to interior church, Our Lady of Los Angeles. The father leads the other four to a door behind the pew. He moves a carpet and there is a hatch door on the floor. He pulls the door open and a staircase leads down under the church. One by one they all follow the father down the staircase. At the bottom of the staircase there is a huge opening with columns in a circle. On one side of the columns a huge marble table with a dagger on top. They all put on a robe and gather around the table. They start chanting for some time. The chanting stops.
We need to find out who's killing our members. Anyone have a clue? If we did, we wouldn't be asking now. We all need to calm down. This meeting tonight was supposed to be the night we finally get to the next step. But someone knows who we are. Did we disobey our Lord? We never disobey or we get his punishment. We need to stay focused. How do we know it's not one of us that is doing it? Why is it you? Stay the course. This is an issue we can fix. We will find the person doing this and let the Lord take care of it. What about those two cops? I'll take care of them. The chief of police is our friend.
Cut to exterior tunnel underpass, freeway. Matt sits down against the wall trying to catch his breath. As soon as he gets his composure he realizes that the overcoat with the names are gone. He gets up and starts walking in the taut light. At the end of the tunnel the lights get covered by a dark figure. Matt yells out, "It's not my fault. It's not my fault." The figure gets close and it's a homeless man. The homeless man starts yelling at him. Cut to interior marble table. Figure folds another paper and opens a vial of blood, pours the blood on the paper slowly, pulls out another paper from a brown leather binder and lays it on the table. A bamboo pen dips in a bowl, filled with ink, starts drawing another gruesome depiction of a killing. A black crow flies in and lands on the table. The hand twists its neck, cuts the neck and blood squirts out. wearing a bloody white robe, and gets up and walks toward the center of the room, sits in the center of the circle, starts chanting. A shadow gets close and lays both hands on the shoulder, slowly gets close and whispers on the side of the head, "Open the gate and let the gate take you." Cut to interior lobby office, Los Angeles Times newspaper, day. Miller walks in and hands the front desk a package. The front desk, a 20-year-old Latina with bad makeup, looks at the label and it read, "Attention Jennifer B." Before she could thank him, Miller is long gone. The lobby is filled with people walking around. She signals a male boy that was about to get into the elevator. Cut to interior Cole apartment night. Cole is drinking a beer looking over the case files. On the wall he has posted the pictures and location of the two killings. He hears sound outside his room. The sound gets closer to his door. A big knocking on his door. He puts the beer down and walks slowly to the door. The knocking gets louder and louder. As he attempts to grab the knob, the door opens. On the hallway there are 6 small figures with white robe. They start walking in as Cole backs up to his bedroom. The 6 strange figures walk toward him. He feels helpless and gets on his bed. The figures circle the bed and keep on chanting. Cole feels like the walls are closing in. The wall behind him is pushing out. A big hand pushes, stretching the wall. The hand is pushing out off the wall, and now a face is pushing out, wanting to pop out of the wall. As the face is about to pop out, Cole screams and gets up from his nightmare. Sweat running down his face. He lays back on the bed looking toward the ceiling. There is a loud knock at the door. Startled, he looks at the clock and it reads 4:44 a.m. Gets up half naked, stumbling toward the door, and opens the door.
What the hell, Larry? Don't you sleep? Been trying to get a hold of you. We found another killing? Yes. By Little Tokyo. Has all the marking of the same killer. Whoever this person is has a thing for these rich folks.
Cole walks back toward his room, leaving the door open. Larry walks in Cole's apartment and looks around. On the living room wall there are a bunch of papers, newspaper clipping, pins and a map of Los Angeles. Looks at the crime pictures posted on the location of the killings. Each killing marking the location, scribbling notes written on the pickle posted on them. Next to the map is the previous crime map he was on.
You still have the last case on the wall. What do you think?
Cole comes out of the bedroom putting on a shirt.
Look at this. The last 2 murders happened here and here. The new murder happened in Little Tokyo. Yeah.
Larry takes a marker and draws a circle. The 3 murders are along the line of the circle. Cole grabs the marker and makes a black dot in the center. Both step back and look in amusement. Cole grabs his cigarettes, hands one to Larry, and they both smoke for a good 10 minutes looking at the map.
Will you look at that? Let's go.
Exterior Shakespeare Bridge, dawn. Professor Miller walks across the bridge drinking from a bottle. He can hear murmur around him, a chanting of some kind. The chanting gets louder and louder in his head. Face is filled with fear as he keeps stumbling, trying to walk to his house. A SUV passes by, almost hitting him. The SUV honks loud and the driver yells out of the car. Miller stands at the center of the Shakespeare Bridge and jumps off the ledge. The chanting stops as he hits the ground. Cut to interior news office, day. Mail boy delivering the package and puts it down on Jennifer's desk. Jennifer walking out of meeting room and stands over her desk and looks at the big yellow envelope on her desk. Sits down and opens the envelope and starts reading. Looks around the office, picks up the phone and dials a number.
Grace, it's Jen. Drop everything and come look at this.
Grace gets out of her corner desk and walks toward Jennifer's desk. She doesn't pay attention to anyone around her but can see Jennifer's eyes wide open. As Jennifer keeps shuffling through the folder, photos fall down by her feet. A picture of a familiar face catches her eye.
What's this? Staring at the papers.
This is the smoking gun. Everything about the secret cult here in Los Angeles.
This is what you call me here for?
Yes, it's what we've been looking for.
I don't know, Jen. Last time we run into a wall with shit like this.
Look here. See, this has to have some ties with the murders.
Grace studies the pictures and keeps on reading. Take off her glasses. Takes a glimpse of a note attached to the back of the picture.
This can't be. You know who this is.
Know who? Should I know?
It's a young Peter that went missing 20 years ago. He was a reporter here.
Why did he go missing?
No one knows, but he was working on a story that drove him crazy. Never was the same. Move over, let me pull it up on the computer.
Grace clicks away at the computer and pulls up her story. On the screen, the image of a Lucifer. Grace prints the page, grabs it and head toward Jennifer's desk. The clicking of her ear echo around the empty office.
Look at this. This has been going on for a long time. Look here. See that name? She was this detective girlfriend. She disappeared last year.
Smiling.
This is it. This may be the story of a lifetime for us. Grace, this will put us into the national scene. You and I will get the recognition we deserve.
You'll need to dig deeper to get to the bottom of this, and be careful. People keep going missing.
I know who to call, and don't worry, I got into this, not to be afraid of anything or anyone.
Don't tell me, you bitch. Not that detective that's been calling you.
Smiles, when you need information, you go the people that are investigating.
I'll keep researching.
Grace walks back to her desk. Jennifer is reading and researching all the papers from the folder. The street lights come on. Standing under the street light across the newsroom is a homeless man standing. The homeless man is staring at the third floor where Jennifer can be seen by the window. Jennifer, sitting at her desk, starts writing on her notepad. The mansion was used as a scenes, circles the location and word scenes, puts a big question mark. Keeps threading and finds a work order for a tunnel, the cost of the tunnel $5 million. Writes again on her notepad, who pays $5 million for a tunnel. Writes down, a tunnel? Where did the tunnel lead to? Circle the word tunnel. Her cell phone rings.
What's up?
There's been another killing. I'll text you the address.
On it, thanks.
Closes a notebook and puts the papers back to the folder. A note sticking out. She pulls it and reads it. Can't believe her eyes. She quickly turns off the light at her desk, packs her items and heads toward the exit. As she's about to get into the elevator, she senses someone is watching her. There is a shadow at the corner of the exit to the left of her. She turns and there is no one there. Disturbed by this, the elevator door opens. As she turns to the elevator, she is startled by a person in the elevator in a all-black suit.
Holy shit, you scared me. What the hell? Sorry, didn't mean to scream like that.
Sorry, I was just going down.
Holy crap, what's with the man in black suit look?
I work at the morgue, mom, and had to drop off some papers to the insurance company.
Snarky, is that the new look at the morgue now?
There is no response from the man. A dead silence while the elevator is going down. The 2 flights of stairs going down feels like an eternity. She can feel the man staring at her. She shifts her body closer to the corner by the buttons. The elevator door opens and she rushes out. The lobby is full of people leaving for the day. As she gets to the exit, she turns around and can see the man in the black suit looking at her. Cut to exterior Little Tokyo. Crime scene. In front of an apartment building on 1st Street, the police patrol cars flank the street. Yellow ticker tape police crime scene, do not cross is up. Larry just parks behind a patrol car and see the media are already set up shop. Jennifer and her cameraman rush to the 2 detectives.
Shit, here we go, the annoying reporter. Be nice. Been trying to take her out, but she keeps turning me down. Well, look at her. High maintenance girl. Your fucking salary won't be able to support that. I just want one dinner with her. She may actually like me.
The camera crew get up on Cole and Larry face.
Is it true, detectives, that this is the same killing as the last 2 we just had?
We don't know yet, that's why we are here. I can shine some light on that.
What can you tell us?
Over dinner I shine some light on it.
Jerk, we're trying to do our job here, detective.
Me too. You may want to ask the chief. Here he comes now.
The camera crew rush towards the chief's car as he pulls up and parks. A bunch of reporters gather around the car shouting questions. The chatter of the questions is ignored and the chief walks toward the apartment. Jenna shouts at the chief.
Chief, give us something.
King turns around and walks back to the reporters. They all point the microphones at the chief. King raises his hands and signals toward the reporters to clam down.
Listen here. Let's all calm down for a moment. As soon as we know something, we will give a press conference.
Is it true that the killings are linked?
We don't know yet. We have our best detectives working on it. Do you have a motive yet? Listen up, we will have a press conference and you will get the info. Now excuse me so I can do my job.
Are these in any way have to do with the murders 10 years ago, with the same Mo?
Smirking.
I don't know where you get these information from. As far as we can gather is that this may be the work of a lone wolf. We have no motive and we have no connections. That case was closed already.
Why is Detective Cole on the case? Wasn't he suspended from a meltdown?
Annoyed.
Cole is an excellent detective, and this city should be proud to have man like Detective Cole working the case. We need more detectives like Cole. Now what happened to the previous case was unfortunate, but these things happen. That's all, folks.
King walks away from the reporters and heads into the building. Reporters follow him with shouting questions. They all get stopped at the yellow tape. Jennifer looks at her cameraman and winks.
I need to get into this building and get some info.
Jennifer, they'll arrest you.
Cut to interior Matt's house hallway. Night. A long light shadow from the outside creeps in. The clocking ticking at the hallway table. Stairs are being shadowed by darkness. The wood floors are squeaking. Cut to interior Matt's bed. Night. Matt in a deep sleep. The eerie cold makes him breathe out a mist. An old wrinkled hand slowing covers the face close enough to feel the cold breath. The shadow retreats back into the hallway. Interior Mom's bedroom. Mom is kneeling by the bed crying and murmuring something we can't understand. She senses someone is watching her. She makes an abrupt turn. No one's there. Cut to interior Little Tokyo. Night. Both detectives walk and see the person laid out on the floor, each hand and feet pierced with a knife. From the ceiling hanging down almost touching his stomach, his tongue is ripped out of his mouth. Cole walks around and examines the body. Larry talking to CSI getting information. Cole walks around the dead body looking for clues. Larry pulls out his phone reading a text. Larry walks toward Cole.
This shit is worse than the others.
Cut to interior Lucifer's temple. Night. A group of 6 are gathered wearing white robes in a circle, under the Our Lady of the Church. Everyone is chanting in the same unison pitch. The windows rattle, a big band sound shutting in the distance. One gets up and goes to the front of the altar and stretches its arms out toward the symbol on the wall. The chanting continues as the items on the altar begin to shake. One of the robed men gets up, the chanting stops and a thunder-shut sound can be heard all over. He walks slowly as if he is gliding toward the altar.
Our Lord, please forgive us if we have done you wrong. Please forgive us. We are here to serve you.
All of the robed figures repeat the same thing. Cut to interior house. Night. Mother is sitting on the kitchen table, writing in her notebook with a very unusual pen. She hears the back door open, footsteps coming towards her slowly. She turns and looks toward the hallway, as a shadow covers the light. She is not scared, nor worried. She keeps looking at what's in front of her. Matt walks into the kitchen and looks at his mother.
Good evening, son. How was your day?
Hi, Mom. It was good. Visited Dad today and had to talk with him.
You hungry? I made some chicken drumsticks.
No, had a big lunch.
Matt with a concerned face looks at his mother.
Mom, since Dad passed away, a lot of weird stuff has been happening here.
Well, you did join that atheist group. You know they're no good.
It's just a social club, Mom. They're good people to hang out with.
They have no belief system.
I know, I have had my share of arguments with them. In the end, they still people like you and me.
Did they try to make you a non-believer?
All the time. So I played a joke on them, to see if they say what they believed in.
What kind of a joke?
They were challenging me on the notion of God. So I said, if you don't believe in God, sell me your soul.
And they did. I know they did.
How do you know that?
The notes were on top of your desk.
So I'm concerned about it.
Why?
3 of the people that wrote that have disappeared. I think I may have triggered something, or it's a sick joke.
Don't worry yourself with it.
We'll know. I went to see Father Johnson that other night and there were cops there.
Did they say anything to you?
No, I freaked out and took off. They chased me and I dropped the box that had the notes from the atheists.
So?
Well, Mom, my fingerprints are on it. They may think I had something to do with their disappearance.
But you didn't.
It's the fucking cops, Mom. You know these people will pin anything on you.
We have Uncle Frank. His law firms will protect you, but you have nothing to worry about.
Interior 7 Grand Bar. Night. The reporter Jennifer is sitting in the corner by the window. The red leather bar booth seats seem inviting to sit at. Larry walks in looking for Jennifer. As he looks to his left he sees her. Jennifer waves at Larry smiling. Larry waves back and walks toward her.
Hi, it's nice to see you made it early. Did you want another drink?
Hi, no, I'm fine for now. Get yourself one.
What are you having?
An old-fashioned. They make the best ones here.
Larry walks back to the bar getting his drink. The bartender, wearing an outfit with a curled up mustache, starts crafting an old-fashioned. Hands the drink to Larry. Larry takes a seat next to Jennifer with enough distance so he doesn't scare her off.
I was surprised you finally called me.
Don't take this the wrong way, but we're having a professional drink. A reporter and a detective. I need some information on these murders.
I get it. Don't be scared. I just wanted a drink anyway.
So what can you tell me about the murders?
It's still under investigation. Nothing I can tell you that you already know. You reporters do a good job digging shit up.
You reporters. Come on, Larry, give me something. I need this. You know I called you because I thought.
You thought what? I would just spell big beans and you get to print it.
Why is Detective Cole on this case? Didn't he have violent impulses in the last case?
It was more complicated than that.
I had information that he struck a fellow officer and broke his nose.
People can say whatever they want, but that's not what happened.
Wasn't he suspended?
More like leave of absence.
Say, Detective Cole's girlfriend still missing?
I can say she's still not here, and Cole went crazy when she did go missing, so this case is almost the same as the last one he was working on. Off the record, we don't know if they are related.
So it may be related, but you will not confirm that it is. What can you tell me on the record? And why Cole is involved personally in the last case? Is that why it blew up in his face?
Larry takes a sip and pulls out his cigarettes, puts one on his mouth, looks up and the sign says no smoking.
Well, Chris Rogers from Channel 7 did him an injustice by airing that piece. The chief had his head examined and the rest you know.
I would never do that.
You mind we go to the balcony and get to smoke? Sorry, do you smoke?
I take a drag. It is stressful times.
They both take their drinks and walk to the balcony. On the balcony, Larry lights up his cigarette facing the wall from the building across, hands over the pack to Jennifer. Jennifer, with her long polished nails, pulls it out. Jennifer takes a drag and keeps asking Larry more questions. The music echoes from the wall they are facing. Larry, getting annoyed by the line of questions, feels like he should be doing the investigation with Jennifer. Turns around, lays back, takes a sip and looks across the bar where on the stage people are setting up microphones. Jennifer feels like she has lost his attention and tries to change the subject.
They do have karaoke here at 10 p.m. Maybe I will witness something I would never seen before.
And what's that?
You getting to get up and singing a song.
Funny. You are a funny girl.
Funny how?
Stop with the Tommy devote.
Oh, you know the real name of Tommy.
I guess. My uncle names is Tommy, and with that name show up in the Goodfellas, it stuck to my head.
Well, this girl's knew a few things about singing. Want to pick a duet and sing along?
Do you really think I will get up and make a fool of myself?
Not a fool, more like, make fun of yourself.
There is a sense of sexual tension between the two of them. Larry can't take his eyes from her and she senses the strong eye contact they keep making.
Then Jen, you know I cannot discuss the case.
What if it's off the record?
I already give you something off the record. That should be good enough. But how about discussing this and it involved dinner?
Now you're pushing it.
Don't flatter yourself, you're not my type.
Then why keep asking me out?
It was my professional duty to ask a pretty reporter out for dinner or drinks.
See, you do have nice things to say. I have a rule not to date my sources and especially know a cop.
Perfect. I don't fall under those categories.
Yes, you do. You're a cop.
Correction. I'm a Los Angeles Detective Homicide Division. And technically not a source, more like a database for information.
Get the fuck out here. You're a smooth talker detective. You really are.
I'm being polite. Do you like it?
You can hear two ladies sing on stage. Jennifer pulls out a thick folder from her bag, opens it up and hands a few papers to Larry.
What am I looking at?
These photos are from a Tony Giuliano. He was found dead 3 years ago. Just a regular man going to church and has a heart attack.
Well, a lot of people die like that.
Well, there is more to that.
Such as?
The rabbit hole is deep. Look at this.
Jennifer hand over another pick, and on his chest there is the circle and dot tattooed on the center of his chest. Larry can't believe his eyes, tries not to react to what was just handed to him. He raises his eyebrows and looks at the pick, picks up his drink and gulps it down.
Slow down. Something you see that makes sense to you.
Oh shit.
Shit is right, and it gets better. A few days ago someone dropped a bunch of files in our office addressed to me. In them we found information on a cult here in Los Angeles.
Don't tell me.
Both uttered the same words. Luciferian cult. Larry picks up his glass to drink but forgets it's empty.
I need to get another drink.
Larry gets her 2 more drinks, looks back toward Jennifer half buzzed. Takes out his cell phone to check if any messages. Phone just reads the time 11 p.m. Both finish the second round and keep drinking round after round. The night goes on as they both keep drinking.
So all night you've been flirting with me.
Half buzzed, you are imagining things.
Jennifer plays with her hair and she takes another sip from her glass.
I may be wrong, but you want to get out of here.
Where are we going, Uber?
A drink at my place. My apartment is not too far.
You promised to take me home safe.
I do have a gun.
Both leave the 7 grand and walk down the street. Cut to exterior park, same time. Matt and his friend are walking toward Pershing Square and take a seat on the bench. Matt's friend takes out a joint and lights it up. Both look around for cops and take a hit.
You know my mom still thinks this will kill me. She says if I ever catch you smoking.
When did you start smoking?
Right after my dad died. I needed something to take my mind off shit.
Yeah man, I am sorry about that. The loss of a parent is hard.
I loved my dad. He taught me everything.
He was cool. Loved when you used to make those wings during Super Bowl.
That was one of his hobbies. But his heart attached didn't make any sense. When I was cleaning his office, I found a few things about shit that happens here in downtown LA.
The friend takes a long drag from the joint.
What kind of shit?
Hands the joint to Matt and he takes a long drag.
Shit you wouldn't believe. There is a hole.
Matt is disturbed by a homeless man passing by asking for a hit. Both are high at this point.
No man, we are not sharing. Keep going.
The homeless man looks at Matt and the face of the homeless man turn evil. Matt being high is unnerved by it, but he is drawn into his eyes. The homeless man's eyes are fully dark. Matt trance is broken by his friend.
Here, take the last hit.
Matt grabs the joint and looks toward where the homeless man was standing. The homeless man is gone and no trace of him anywhere by the park. Matt continues to look for him, scanning the park, looking back and side to side.
Disturbed. Hey man, I think I'm done.
Yeah, me too. Okay, I'll catch an Uber and get home.
Alright, see you later.
They both get up and walk in opposite directions. Matt walks toward his house on Hill Street. He passes an alley between 2 skyscrapers. Trash cans along the alley rattle from the wind. The trash debris alongside of the alley blow along the walls. In the distance he sees a little kid calling out his name. Whisper voice, Matt. The kid sounds like he's 10 years old. The shape of the boy can be seen but not the face. The light is behind the kid. Matt hesitates but walks toward the little boy. Matt almost falls down from an oil spill he did not see but manages to get a grip of himself. As he looks up, the boy is gone. Matt is now trembling and his hand is shaking. He turns around to walk back and the little boy is standing right in front of him. He turns and runs the other direction. Cut to interior elevator, night. Jennifer and Larry can't keep their hands off each other. The elevator opens and they are kissing as both are pressing against the elevator wall. Both stop and look out the door, continue to kiss, and they make their way to Larry's apartment. Larry opens the door and they stumble in. Cut to interior Matt's living room, across town. At the eerie hour right before sunrise, a still and quiet dusk with a mist over the landscape. There is no sound from the birds outside, just silence with a crack on the floor. A cat jumps up by Matt's window. Cut to interior Matt's house, day. A figure is putting on a white robe. Slowly walks toward the end of the hall on the 2nd floor. Enter the last room on the hallway. Walks toward the door at the end of the room and walks down a long spiral staircase. At the bottom of the staircase there a tunnel leading toward a dark abyss. The figure holding a candle keep walking toward the dark abyss. Cut to Interior Doughnut shop. Night. Cole walks out of the Doughnut shop with 2 coffee and a box of donut. Cole is standing outside the car just about to light a cigarette.
You starting again. Can't understand it. Nothing makes sense, you telling me. But this is getting deep. Last night I had a drink with Jennifer, the reporter. You finally got her to go out. Yes, looks like you got more than just a drink. No wonder you were in good cheer mood today. Nothing like that. It was just drinks. How was the sex? Can't say it wasn't bad. Motherfucker, you know that shit will get you killed. What, the reporter? No, you getting involved. You going to get fucked in the head. I'll manage. It's been a while that I liked someone. She's smart and a go-getter. Damn, she's good. She went after you. She fucking used you. No, nothing like that. Really? That easy for you to go out with someone like Jennifer Milken? Her damn ancestors own most of Los Angeles. Our damn paycheck is not going to cover anything she wants. Fuck. You think I got used? No, I'm just fucking with you. She wouldn't sleep with you if she was just using me for information. Fuck you, Cole. That's not funny. Fuck. But let me tell you.
Cole takes a bite from the Doughnut while listening to Larry boast about his time with Jennifer. A silenced tone in his ear. Everything seemed to move in slow motion. A car passes by as Cole looks at the passenger. The passenger eyes look deep red. Cole sees the passenger turn into an old lady. The old lady seemed to be laughing as the car passes by. Larry shakes Cole by the shoulder.
Are you okay? Hello, Cole, where did you go right now? Everything is okay. It's okay. What the hell are you talking about?
Cole looks at Cole with a deep thought.
We are chasing the wrong person. Who are we chasing? We have it all wrong. The killer is a woman.
Cut to Interior Mid-Morning, Police Station. Larry is on the phone with CSI, chatting away. Cole walks toward Larry holding 2 coffees. Hand one to Larry. As he walks toward his desk, Larry yelling.
We got the fingerprinted from the sticky notes. Any priors? Belong to a Matt Giuliano. Lives in the old Crocker mansion on South Olive. That place is still occupied. A lot of shit used to happen there in the 40s and 50s. Apparently the Giulianos acquired it back in 1984 from Grace Croker, the last of the heiress. Let's go see what this Matt has to say.
Cut to Exterior Day, Crocker Mansion. Cole and Matt drive up the driveway toward the mansion. Old trees cover the entrance toward the mansion. An old man standing in the distance racking leaves. Cole looks at the old man. The man looks back at Cole and the eyes go black. Cole almost hits the curb of the driveway.
Watch it, Cole.
Cole shook up by what he just saw. A strange feeling goes through him.
Did you see that? See what? That old man over there.
Larry looks back toward the gardens and sees nothing. An empty lot and no one around.
What old man?
The car pulls up in front of the old mansion. Cole gets out of the driver's side and looks around. He looks up to the second floor window. The curtains close with a hand. Larry walks up the steps toward the door. Cole follows but has an uneasy feeling come over him. Larry rings the bell. Nothing. Larry bangs on the big old door. Keeps banging a few more times. Interior Matt's room. Day. Matt is getting out of the shower. Suddenly hears the loud knocking sound. A pounding like he has never heard before. Matt talks to himself.
Who the hell is knocking on the fucking door?
Matt puts a towel around his waist and storms out of the bathroom all wet. Walks toward the staircase. As he takes the first step, a shadow can be seen behind him. A hand reaches out and pushes Matt down the stairs. Matt, with his 200-pound body weight, hits the old stairs hard as he rolls down the stairs. Cut to exterior front door. Day. Larry and Cole can hear a shirking sound along with a man yelling. The loud noise can be heard outside the door and Matt can be heard screaming. Cole tries to push the door with his body. Larry joins in.
Back up.
As Cole uses his leg to slam the door open with no luck. Larry breaks the small door glass, reaches through as he cuts his hand and opens the door. The door opens wide and Matt is on the floor bleeding from the head. Cole looks up the stairs and sees a dark figure, tall with a long white robe as it goes toward a room. Cole runs up the stairs screaming stop, grabbing the stairs railing, hesitates. Larry pulls out his cell phone calling for an ambulance.
Larry, cover the front door.
Cole slows down on the top of the stairs and walks very slowly passing the first room. The door is closed. The far end of the hallway a door slams shut and the light flickers and goes out. Cole has a feeling of anxiety as his hand shakes holding his gun walking down the hall toward the last door. Cole gets to the door and reaches out for the doorknob. The doorknob is very cold. Slowly opens the door. As the door opens he is sucked in the room. The whole house goes quiet. Larry called out from the bottom of the stairs.
Cole, what's going on up there?
There is no sound coming from the top floor. Larry steps away from the front door and slowly walks up the stairs. Yells out.
Cole, where did you go?
There is no answer by Cole. Larry is concerned. Interior room. Cole sees the closet door slam shut. He stops and listens. No sound. Tries to open it and the door won't budge. Larry walks in the room and Cole looks back at him.
Come help me open this door.
They both try to open but it won't budge. They both viciously pull on the handle with no luck. Larry pulls Cole back and throws his shoulder into it. The door breaks open. To both are amazed, there is a spiral staircase leading down to a black hole. As they turn on the phone flashlight they slowly walk down. A loud scream echoes through the stairs. Both walk down and get to the bottom. Stairs led to nowhere, just a brick wall with no sign of anyone being down here.
Okay, let's get back up. Did you call the paramedics? They're on the way. Cole, what the hell is going here? Some shit we shouldn't be involved in.
Paramedics arrive and put Matt on a stretcher. King arrives and pulls Larry and Cole to the side.
What the hell happened here? Larry, how's that hand? I've had worse before. A few stitches will do.
Larry walks toward the paramedics to get his hand treated.
Chief, I don't know what the hell this is. We got it all wrong. What do you think it is? It's a woman, seriously. A woman did all this? Is this why you two screwing around his mansion? No, the prints from the note belong to our guy there. Okay. No, we got him in fingerprint evidence, but we have no prints on the victims. We need to tie this shit up.
At this moment internal affairs show up, both with concerned face. Cole looks at Kings with a disgusting face.
Chief, I really don't need this shit right now. I'll take care of it.
King walks toward internal affairs and talks to them.
This is fucking bullshit. Internal affairs for what? Protocol? You know we are always the bad guys. Come on, man. Let's go get the drink.
Interior bar an hour later. Both take a seat by the window. The waiter walk over and ask them for their orders.
I'll have bourbon, double, whiskey, rocks. This shit is getting bizarre by the moment. Internal affairs. I think the mayor made a phone call. This city is getting worse by the minute. The whole department just waiting for us to fuck up. Why? Cause you punched an officer. And I agreed to work with you. You asked to work with me. Yeah, there was a similar killing a while back. We had no leads, nothing. So when this came up, well, so you've been holding out. What the fuck? Who was the victim? It was an ARC from Mexico. We brushed it as a gang killing, but this shit has come back. Shit, so everyone thinks I am nuts or unstable, and you needed help. So this whole thing is some kind of game to do what? Not a game, Cole. Some real sick shit.
Larry phone rings. Larry pick it up and answers it. It's dispatch with the update on Mad condition.
Anything? Yeah, let's go. The little shit is conscious in the hospital.
Both get up and walk out of the bar. The bright light fills the dark bar as they exit. Cut to Interior Memorial Hospital. Later that day. The hallway is bustling with nurses and doctor walking around. As Cole and Larry pass each room, the old sick patients look at the dame with stoic faces. They can see the uniform office by Matt's room. They flash the badge at the officer and enter the room. Matt is laying in bed handcuffed. His forehead bump is swollen and one eye is halfway shut.
I'm Detective Cole and this is Detective Fitzgerald.
Matt just looks at the both of them in a dazed look.
You've been busy, Matt. You care to explain why your fingerprints are on a paper that has the names of missing people? I don't know what you mean, Detective. Listen, Matt, let's not get ahead of yourself. We know it was you that ran off from the church the other day. I grabbed you by the coat and you somehow managed to take off.
Matt looks outside the window and sees a flock of crows fly by.
It was a joke. Just a harmless joke. People are missing. Tell us where they are. I can't. After my dad passed, I was not myself. I was getting high with my friend and he invited me to a party. It happened to be an atheist party. We were discussing religion. I was pissed at the Catholic Church. So he decided to what? I started to understand what these people don't believe in God. So I challenged them. If they don't believe in God, then why don't they sell me their souls, just like that they sold them to you? Yeah, it was that easy. So then I had them in my box, and my friend called me and told me some members have gone missing. When I heard the names, I freaked out. I was going to the church to ask for help. I don't know what's going on. Why did you run from us? This is fucking illegal. I don't know who you are. I had nothing to do with these people. We have 4 people missing from that list. Detective, I have nothing to do with it.
Cut to exterior Larry's apartment. Night. Larry is being dropped off by Cole in front of the apartment. Larry walks out of the car and Cole takes off. Larry stumbling to get his keys. Someone or something is walking slowly toward Larry. Only the shadow of the person can be seen. Larry is still struggling with his keys. The shadow gets closer and closer. Larry gets his keys out and drops them to the floor. As he picks up his keys, he pulls out his gun, turns around and points at the person walking behind him.
Holy shit, don't shoot.
What the fuck? Don't sneak up on a cop like that. I could have shoot you.
I'm sorry, wanted to surprise you.
Fuck. My heart stopped.
Shit, my heart stopped. I think I peed. Are you okay? What happened to your hand?
Larry puts his gun away, picks up his things from the ground.
Cut it on the glass. Something terrible happened today.
What happened?
This case happened, and we feel helpless.
Anything I can do?
You can make me a drink.
Cut to exterior church, Lady of Our Angel. Later on. Cole parks his car on the curb, gets out, looks around. There seems to be no one around the church. The freeway noise can be heard. He walks up the steps and sees the same crow on top of the cross. The crow is just sitting there. As Cole walks to the front door of the church, the crow's shadow sitting on the cross turns into a horned figure and stretches out to Cole. Cole opens the church door and walks in. There is one lady kneeling in the front praying with her rosary. Cole walks up slowly toward the front. He senses someone is shadowing him on the left. He tries not to look. The shadow figure disappears as he glances to his left. An eerie silence around the church. You can barely hear the woman praying softly. Cole makes his way to the front. As he passes the lady kneeling down, the lady looks at him. Cole looks at her at the same time. The lady is blind in one eye. She looks away and keeps on praying. A door can be heard opening up in the front. The father walks out. Detective, good to see you again. What brings you here? Another note?
No, father, nothing like that. It's just that I need to talk to you.
Sure. Sit here.
Thanks.
The father takes out his rosary and looks up to the crucifix that overwhelms the sanctuary. He mumbles a few words or prayers looking at the crucifix. Cole also looks up to the crucifix. The father makes the sign of the cross. Cole follows and does the same. Sacrifice. That is the key to all this. Cole taken aback by his statement. He feels like the father knows something about him.
Sacrifice?
Yes. God gave his only son to us by sacrificing him. Without this we would not have anything today.
I suppose so.
How long have you been away, my child? When was your last confession?
It's been a while, but I'm not here for that. I have come to ask for guidance.
What kind of guidance?
Last time I was here, we were looking for clues about a case. Since then some bizarre things been happening.
At that moment thunder can be heard outside the church, and it starts to rain. Cole and the father look out the windows as the rain hits the glass. The lady gets up and leaves the church. The wind blows in as she opens the door. They said it would rain, but thunder was not in the menu. Go on.
Things that don't seem real, supernatural things. I can't explain it. I feel like a great force is in play. We are dealing with devil worshippers and the occult. Nothing seems real. I cannot explain it.
Cole gets up and walks toward the front. Looks up to the crucifixion. I'm surprised, detective, that you think it's that.
Why?
We have been fighting the devil since time began. It's a fight that will only end if and when he comes back. The church has been trying to keep the devil at bay. He is everywhere and nowhere. Cole puzzled by the father's statement.
You mean when he comes back? Jesus, that is?
Whatever you refer to him as. Yes, when he comes back. Only then we can finalize this. Good versus evil. You know, evil is a relative term loosely used nowadays. We cannot. Cole interrupts the father, very annoyed. At that moment the rain outside is going on strong. The wind has picked up and the main door to blown open. Both of them look at the door. The father gets up and closes the door. A huge bang can be heard echoing around the church as he closes it. He hurries back and sits down.
Relative term, father, I need guidance, how to fight this. I have been away for so long. I don't know where to begin.
Start with confession. Then I will give this rosary to you. You must pray every night. You will need the strength to solve this case and face anything that comes your way. Come, my child, kneel here and confess your sins. Cole walks back to the father and kneels down, and starts to confess his sins. The father listens. Cole doesn't notice it, but the father's eyes turn black for a split second. The door of the church blows open again from the high winds. Cole continues confessing his sins. As he looks up to the father, he can see the silver cross on the father's hand. The father offers his rosary to Cole. The thunder rumbles outside and a reflection of the devil face can be seen on the cross dangling from the silver rosary. Cut to interior night, Larry's apartment. Same time. Jennifer is making a nice stiff drink for Larry. She looks to Larry as he is sitting in front of the television. Channel 9 is on the television. The news is about the murders in Los Angeles, about the serial killer still on the loose. Jennifer brings the drinks and sits close to Larry. Larry takes the drink and gives Jennifer a kiss. Both sip the drink and glue to the television. The thunder can be heard outside. As it starts to pour heavily, it seems that the sky was open and a flood of rain coming down hard. You can hear the rain hitting the window.
Listen to that, the sky's screaming. We haven't had this kind of rain for a long time.
This weather is not normal. But it is Los Angeles. We are all Los Angeles. This is El Nino that is overdue by a year.
Are you going to share some info on the case?
I can't. We are still investigating. And I don't want to involve you. This is getting out of control, and I don't need any harm to come to you. We really don't know what is in play here.
So is Cole on a short leash?
I called him and the chief agreed to have him on. But if we fuck this up, he will be out for good. He is stuck between a rock and a hard place.
You think he's a little off?
We are all a little off. The shit we see in the city will make any normal person become insane. LA is a fucked up city. We have people from all over the world, and they all have some kind of shit in them. The crimes that happen here make you not believe in humanity.
Larry pulls out a cigarette and lights up. Takes a long drag and blows it out. Gives the cigarette to Jennifer. She take a long sexy drag. Both have a moment of silence looking at each other. Jennifer takes another drag and hands it back.
I have something to share. In fact, I have a box of information that I think is part of what you are looking for.
No kidding. You've been digging around.
That is what I do, but this was handed to us. Someone just dropped a folder of information. A Professor Miller.
What? Professor Miller from UCLA?
Yes. Do you know him?
Larry gets up animated by what he just heard. Grabs his phone to call Cole. Puts the cigarette on his lips as he dials the phone. Looks back toward Jennifer.
Let me see what you have. We fucking just talked to him last week. He was holding out on us. That motherfucker. I hate people like that, especially a guy like this, a fucking educated elite that looks down on everyone.
Larry keeps trying to get a hold of Cole.
The stuff is in my car. I'll run out and get it.
Okay.
Jennifer puts on her jacket and walks out. The rain is really coming down now. She walks toward her car. The thunder is crashing overhead. She pops up her trunk and gets the folder. As she slams shut the trunk, a figure is standing right behind her. The lighting strikes in the sky and Jennifer sees the shadow cast on her rear window reflect back. She slowly turns and sees something, her eyes wide open. She tries to scream but the thunder muffles her voice. She seems to be lifted as one of her shoe falls off. The files drop down to the floor, behind her car as the thunder stops. Cut to exterior Larry's apartment, same time. Larry is still trying to dial Cole with no answer. Larry calls the station to inquire the whereabouts of Cole. The station operator informs Larry that his phone is off. Cut to exterior Lady of Los Angeles, same time. Cole walks out the church and take out his phone. Phone flashes battery low. The rain is coming down hard. He rushes toward his car. Gets into his car, slams the door shut hard, catches his breath and wipes the rain from his hair. He looks at the rear view mirror and a black figure can be seen. Murmuring sound echo in the car. He pulls his gun and turns around. He sees nothing in the back seat. Cut to exterior Larry's apartment. Same time. Larry is going over the papers and tries to separate them because they are wet. Keeps calling Cole's cell phone. Keeps reading with cigarette in hand. Sees a paper with a circle on it. The note has the Cecil Hotel circled, with the same symbol found on the murdered victims. Larry gets up, gets his gun, sends a text, "I'm headed to the Cecil Hotel. Meet me there. They got Jennifer. I think they took her there." Cut to exterior parking lot. Cole's car. Cole is trying to charge his phone. The phone just gives him a flashing charging logo. He wipes the water from the phone. Bangs at the steering wheel as his iPhone starts up. He looks down as the text message keep coming. He turns on his car. He thinks for a minute and screeches out of the parking lot toward the Cecil Hotel. Cut to interior Cecil Hotel. Larry, with his gun drawn, slowly walks in through the back door that was open. Dust everywhere. He walks slowly toward the stairs. He hears something. He makes a sudden turn as a black cat hisses at him. At the same time, a bird flies from one side to the other. Larry, creeped out by what's happening, he turns on his flashlight. He looks at the stairs. It seems like something was dragged up. The dust shows a long trail. Larry slowly walks up the stairs. Suddenly his cell phone rings. He gets startled. He sees that Cole is calling him. He picks up.
Where the hell have you been? I was at the church, talking to the father. They fucking took Jennifer. When? From my place. I'm at the Cecil Hotel. Get here quick. Wait, don't do anything until I get there. I'm going up. They have her here. No, wait for me.
The phone gets disconnected. Cole keeps saying hello. Larry, hello. Cut to interior temple, across town. Jennifer is stretched out in a white loose-fitting cloth. Her hand bound by leather. She is unconscious. A robed figure is standing at the end of the marble table. Pulls out a big book and lays it down by Jennifer's feet. Jennifer slowly opens her eyes. Her vision is blurry. She can hear someone is chanting but can't lift her head to see who it is. Cut to interior Cecil Hotel. Cole runs in the hotel with his handgun drawn. Takes his flashlight and shines it. Yells Larry's name with no reply. He walks slowly toward the stairs. Shines his flashlight and sees footprints leading up. There is a dead silence in the whole place. He yells again with no reply. He pulls out his cell phone and rings Larry. He can hear the phone ring on the top floor. He looks up through the staircase with nothing. Just the phone keeps ringing. He walks up slowly as he gets to the top floor. He rings Larry's phone and the ring sound comes from the room down the hall. The hallway is dilapidated and dust everywhere. He looks down and sees footprints on the floor leading to the end of the hall. He gets to the door. The door is slightly open. He pushes the door, with his gun, shining his flashlight. As he walks in, he just sees Larry's cell phone on the floor. No sign of his partner. Cut to interior temple of Lucifer, same time. The chanting of the robed figure continues. At the altar, strange demonic sound can be heard by Jennifer. The father walks down the stairs in a white robe, holding his rosary with the upside down cross. Cut to exterior Cole's car, same time. Cole is driving very fast, picks up his cell phone and dials the chief.
Chief, I'm headed toward the Crocker mansion. They got Larry and Jennifer, his girlfriend. Who the hell got Larry? I'm going find out. I need the warrant to search that house. I'm on my fucking way. We don't enter until backup arrives.
Cole is 1 block away from the Crocker mansion. The gate is open and he enters very fast. Cole hangs up the phone with the chief. Take out the rosary that the father gave him and puts it around his neck. Looks into the glove compartment and pulls out a small Bible. Puts the Bible in his side pocket. Didn't notice that the rosary has the cross upside down. The rosary reflects the light and a mansion face flashes. Cole parks his car right in front of the mansion stairs. Get out of the car with his gun in his hand. The place looks empty with no sign of anyone around. He enters the door and goes straight to the secret staircase. Turns on his flashlight and walks down the spiral staircase. Gets to the dead end. Feels around to look for a latch to open the dead end. Can't find anything. Rubbing the rosary and starts praying. Oh God help me. Please God help me. At the moment his flashlight turn off. He can see a faint pinhole light by his side. He pulls out his pin and pokes the hole. The latch pops and the door in front of him opens up. He sees a long dark tunnel. He gets up and walks in. The tunnel has a faint flickering light at the very end. With his flashlight on he heads in and keeps walking. On the tunnel. As he finds himself alone, the silence is intense. He heads slowly in the dark tunnel. He holds the rosary tight with his left hand and the gun pointing at the abyss with the other. There are scratch marks on the wall. He can slowly hear a murmuring sound way down the tunnel. He hears something behind him. He quickly turns with his flashlight and there is a rat running down. At the temple. The murmur is loud. In the front from a hole in the altar a terrifyingly lifelike demon is rising slowly. The two that are murmuring and chanting get down on their knees. Both in unison repeat the prayer. All hail the Great One. All hail the Redeemer. All hail our Savior. On the tunnel. Cole steps into a nasty pool of water and falls down. He busts his knee on the hard floor. His flashlight glass breaks. He can't hardly see anything. He gets his cell phone and shines the light. He sees his gun and grabs it. He can hear the voices coming through the tunnel. He gets up and limps toward the sound. In the temple. One of the robed figures stand up and, her eyes bloodshot and gets close to the demonic figure. She takes off the hood and it's Matt's mother.
O Great One, I have summoned you here to take control of the weak. I have summoned you to give me the strength to do your bidding. I have sacrificed in your name many souls. O Great One, I have 2 souls here to sacrifice for you. Take her body as you wish.
Larry is tied up in chains with his shirt off. He is bleeding from the head unconscious. The demonic figure says something in tongues. At the moment, Cole stumbles into the temple. The demonic figure reaches out his hand and pulls the life out of Larry. Larry goes limp. Mother turns toward Cole and says,
Welcome. Nice to see Cole. Are you ready to find out what happened to your girlfriend?
Cole can't believe what he just heard. The demon points his finger toward Cole. Cole's rosary that is around his neck chokes him and he is pinned against the wall, 3 feet from the ground. He tries to grab the rosary as it tightens around his neck. Cole goes unconscious and is pinned at the wall. The demon slowly walks toward Jennifer that is laid out on the marble table. She screams with all her vocal cords. Her scream gives the demon more pleasure as he gets closer. Cole falls down from the wall to the floor. He slowly opens his eyes. He sees the demon over Jennifer. Mother is reading from the book in her hand. He grabs the Bible from his pocket and sets up. See his gun on the floor. Reaches out for his gun and stands up. God help me as Cole prays. He points at Mother and shoots. The bullet hits the book and knocks it off from Mother's hand. The demon looks at Cole and starts floating toward Cole, grabs Cole from the neck and picks him up. Cole struggles, takes out the Bible and tosses it at the demon's body. The demon screams. There is wind and things start flying all over. The demon disappears. Cole falls to the ground. The police back up into the temple from both sides. They all look around. Cole is out cold. Jennifer is out cold. Cut to exterior ambulance. Night. Cole is in the stretcher and the chief comes and sees Cole.
What the hell happened in there? Where is Larry? There was only you and that reporter. No one else is in that temple. No, Larry is down there. No, we are looking for him.
Cut to interior hospital. Day. Chief is coming to see Cole in the hospital. Nurses pass him by.
Chief, did you find Larry? No, we have all points on him. We are treating this as a hostage situation. No, Chief, they have him. They will kill him. Cole, we are on it. Get better.
Chief leaves the room. Cole gets up and put on his pants. Limps out of the room. Cut to interior cave. Day. On a marble table, the Book of Lucifer opens, and a murmuring chant starts. The camera zooms out and there are 6 members in white robes. Cut to interior church. Day same time. The camera zooms in from the back. A man kneeling in church, praying with Bible in hand. Gets up and walks out of the church, in the middle of nowhere. Gets in the car and Jennifer is sitting in the passenger side.
You ready?
Yes, let's go get them.
The car drives away towards the highway, as dust is blown from the tires. On Jennifer's lap is a map with a red circle around the location Devil's Hole. The camera zooms out of the car. We see the car driving a long empty road towards Devil's Hole. Fade out. The end.